Hey guys, it's Angela. I don't know what I'm doing, so the audio is a bit loud in this video. This is your warning, so enjoy the video. Thanks, bye. Also, just a quick note, everybody is 21 plus. That's it. On to the video, or podcast, wherever you're listening to this on. Hello, welcome to Floorever Friends. Thanks for joining us. Today is going to be a really special episode for a couple of reasons. First off, we're filming in a different location. And also, we have a couple of very special guests joining us today. If you guys want to just come crawl in.
Oh shit. Alright.
Hello.
Who are you?
Oh, hi, my name is Emily.
Who are you?
Oh, and I'm Ulahn.
And if you don't know by now, I'm Angela, and this is
Sarah.
Alright, so Emily, Ulahn, welcome to our show. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Who are you guys?
I don't know.
Identity crisis.
Very existential.
I am.
Yeah, what are you related to?
My name is Emily, and I'm related to Angela.
How are you related?
I am her younger sister.
She's so cute.
That's a lie. She's lying.
Yeah. Ulahn, who are you?
Yep. Hi everyone. My name's Ulahn. I am friends with Angela and Sarah since college.
All right.
Okay, today we're introducing a very special segment called Drinking and Thinking. So we all have drinks here that were made questionably.
What do you mean? Do we want to go around and say what drinks we have?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We can start with me. I don't know what you made for me.
So I mixed them a margarita, classic. I have a vodka lemonade tonic deal.
That's what I have as well,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I have a Paloma with simple syrup.
Yeah.
As you can see, Angela made a lot of the drinks.
Yes.
I don't know how to make drinks, but I did it. All right. For this episode, we're going to be doing a special game that I will let Ulahn introduce.
Okay. To dumb everything down, it's basically sips and shots. Every time we get to sex, silence, and
Swearing.
swears. There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We're going to take a shot.
Yes.
Or a sip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Emily, what do we have to shot today?
We
Grab
have.
the bottle.
Let's see. Lychee flavored sake. I couldn't read for a second, and then we have plum soju.
Please sponsor us.
I don't think we're gonna get any sponsors or so.
Should we just like reach out and be like, hey?
Okay, so I think everyone here has had the lychee sake before. Correct me if
Yes.
I'm wrong. Have you guys had the plum soju before?
Probably.
I want to say yes, but I know I've had the grapefruit sake and the strawberry sake.
You've never had the lychee one?
With a yogurt?
No, not
Yogurt?
sake. No, wait.
Soju? You
I
tried
had soju. I'm thinking about soju.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've had grapefruit soju and strawberry soju.
Mhm.
So not the plum one.
I don't think I've had it.
Have you had the plum one before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's really good. I like it.
Do you like it more than the other flavors?
Yes, I do.
Oh, grapefruit's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I like grapefruit.
Oh, that's fair. I usually like grapefruit, but I had plum, and I would say it's arguably one of the better ones.
There was like the restaurants. I don't know. There was a mango soju. I think is what it was.
Oh, what
Has-
restaurant?
That does not sound
hold
good.
Hold on.
That does
You
not
don't like
sound
it?
good.
No, it's so good.
You don't like mango?
I like mango.
You don't like
No.
mango alcohol.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like alcohol.
For
fair.
that one, I think they incorporated like some of the puree of mango. I don't know. I really liked it. Unless
Yeah.
I was really like,
Oh.
unless I got intoxicated really fast, but it was really good.
But I mean, like, you also don't drink that often, so I would take your word for it if, you say you like something. Because what's your go-to drink, Emily? Why don't you tell everybody what your
My go-to drink is an amaretto sour.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. People like it.
Everywhere we go, so we were at a wedding and it was an open bar, and she would just lean
That
over
was
and be
bad.
like, "Do you think
That was not a good. That was not good. I
Wait,
didn't
was this
even
the
drink
wedding
it.
that they like watered down all the drinks?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was like
Okay.
the wedding I had
It
like
was an
8
open
drinks
bar,
at,
yeah.
and I was like, this is nothing. Yeah, but she like would lean over at every event we're at, and she's just like, "Do you think they serve amaretto sours?" just ask. Like, it's a full bar.
So I'm still stuck on this. You said I was bad?
No,
It
what?
was bad.
Oh,
It was
it
bad.
bad.
Oh.
I was bad. Drink.
Emily,
I was like, maybe we need to like add that like self-degradation. It's like every time you like doubt yourself, you have to take a shot.
Take a shot.
No, I'm like, oh no.
Take shots for everything.
That's
You
great.
speak, you shrink.
Yeah.
No, that was a bad amaretto sour. I think one of the best amaretto sours I had was in a speakeasy in Chicago, and they made it with egg white, and it was fucking delicious.
Yeah.
I would
Drink.
Okay, that's our first swear, so you get to choose which one we open first.
Oh, yeah, take a shot. Yeah.
Should we do the plum one?
Yeah, let's do the one. I'll pour you it.
I think I drank out of this one.
Thank you.
Okay, grab a cup. I'm not opening this correctly.
How could you? Are we all taking it?
No, just you.
Oh.
Here, I'll give you half a shot since it's your first one.
Thanks.
Of the night. We're all of age, I should probably
Yes.
clarify. We're all of age.
Please drink responsibly.
I want to take this.
Shot. You chase? We have
Take a
water
shot.
shots too, so you can
Just
water.
thinking back to how Ulahn would not let me drink alone.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good.
Remember
That's
that?
Good.
Drinking
Should we all take a
Wait,
shot
now I
maybe?
want
Yeah, I
one.
was like, maybe let's all take a shot in.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I already took my shot.
It's okay.
Oh.
Goddamn.
It's
Oh,
alright.
nice.
All right.
I like it a
I
lot.
like
This is
it.
something else to me.
It tastes like medicine to me.
Oh, that's
No,
fair
grapefruit tastes
enough.
more like medicine to me.
Yeah.
There are other flavors of soju I like more.
Oh,
All
is there
alcohol
is
tastes
there
like
a green
medicine.
apple flavor soju? Cause
There is.
okay, because I could have swore I had a green apple one, and I was like, wow, I really like this.
That's really light.
Are you already feeling it?
I think I will be actually. Like, holy, like I.
Let's do Ulahn's first.
Yeah, let's do
Ulahn,
Ulahn
how do you
first.
know us?
So
Most
how do I know
interesting
them?
topic.
Exactly. I guess. So I went to college and I did PSCO, post-secondary education. So basically in college, getting high school credits and college credits. And I actually knew my cousin who was actually going there, and so we would study together, take some classes together. And she was friends with both Angela and Sarah. So I'm sure I met Angela through my cousin first, meeting her just through studying in the sciences. And I technically first, I guess, saw more than met Sarah at a party, basically. When I say party, it's more of like
It's a barbecue.
yeah, barbecue. So not like ratchet, kind of crazy rave at
No,
night.
it was actually really casual. So it was a barbecue. There was no drinking,
Nope.
I believe, because it was
rave.
formal.
Yes, it was
Would
Yeah.
you say it was a meet cute then?
It was not a cute cute.
Okay.
Alright.
Ulahn do not have a meet cute, unfortunately. It's like meet ugly. Anyways, keep
Alright,
going.
so I first I saw Sarah and I was like, "That's Sarah." Like, that's okay.
That's it.
Like, is she really like my cousin's friend? Like, because I saw her and she was with her friends. Basically with their back to an island, sitting on these like tall chairs, the bar stools, and just kind of like watching things. Kind of like just it looked like judging from afar kind of vibes, and I was like, wow. My cousin's really friends with her? Really? Like, what? She, like, yeah, I just thought that she, like, felt very confident about herself, very very put together, and it was very intimidating. So, yeah.
Oh. So what was your first impression of her? Was she was very intimidating?
Yeah, not approachable.
So we mentioned this in our first episode.
I was like, just say it out, Ulahn. We've already talked about you.
In our first episode, we
And
mentioned
you.
it too, of how like everyone's first impression of Sarah is always
Yes.
like, oh, we think she hates us.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
too cool for us.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I literally told Angela that. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Angela,
your
was, Angela was literally like, "Oh, Emily, Sarah thinks you're cute," and I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "I thought she didn't like me." I thought she was being nice because like I'm your sister. It's like, you know, like, oh, you brought your sibling along to our outing. Okay, hi.
I'm
This is
way
steadily-
nicer to her than I am to your brother, though, I would say.
to my okay, but my brother can take it. I think he like is equally as rude. Like,
See, I can understand why I guess I can understand why Ulahn didn't like me. But I was like, I felt like I actually was really nice to her.
No, you were. I wasn't sure.
Okay, keep going with your
But
story.
then, I was like, but then I did eventually meet Sarah through the study sessions we all had together because she's also in the STEM field, and that was like, oh, like okay, she talks, like she's nice.
She's a human.
Yeah.
Like I can interact with
I
her.
have feelings.
This has steadily become like roast Sarah.
That's like how it always is. But yeah, we eventually became friends, and we've graduated, and we're still friends.
Yes.
Actually, so I met his sister this summer, and when he told the story to them, she was like, "So you were judging her while you thought she was judging everyone else?"
Pretty
That's
much.
funny.
No, right?
Wow, we're all a
You're
bunch of
judging me.
judgmental
Are
people.
you kidding me? That's how first impressions go. We judge each other. Wait, what was your first impression then of me then?
I thought you were really social. Okay, because we had this barbecue, and then after the barbecue, we had a more formal party, like where people were actually drinking. And he was. I know. I was like, because it was a barbecue, and that wasn't a party, and then we had a party. Okay, so barbecue, party.
Yes.
And he was on the floor talking to one of my friends, and I was like, oh, he's so nice. She seems like she's having such a good time. So I felt like he was really social. That was my first impression of him.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember if I remember that.
I don't know. You were drinking.
No.
Both of you were definitely drinking. There was one of our barbecues where I drank no, this had to be the same one. Where I drank a bunch. I probably took something like 6 or 7 shots, but I hadn't eaten anything. So then the next day, I guess we didn't go on a camping trip. We were going on a camping trip shortly after. I had to go volunteer, and we were cleaning. And the smell of all of the like chemicals we were using just made me want to throw up.
Probably alcohol. Alcohol is a source of all evils. And yet we're drinking it.
Exactly.
Every time I drink, I'm like, alcohol is poison, never again. And then
Yeah, I said
here
that
I am.
too. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are drinking and we're thinking. All right, I think that's. I mean, do you have anything else to add of like how you know us besides from the we shared?
Wait, what was your first impression of Ulahn?
Oh yeah.
Wait. What's your first earliest memory of like Angela? I was gonna say.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Oh,
Okay, do this one first. Do Angela
okay. First earliest memory of Angela.
Be careful what you say, because whatever you say, I'll change my answer.
No. See, the thing is like, I don't know if I remember the first like memory, but a prominent like thing in my head that I remember you for is when our eldest sister, Monica, was trying to help you with math. And I was staring, and I was like, I don't understand this. And then I was just trying to get you to play with me. And then you were like, Emily, go away.
Yeah.
And then you were like, and then like Monica was also like, Emily, stop. Like, I'm just behind her.
Do you think you were?
Elementary school, I think.
Yeah.
What math was I doing that? I
I
didn't
know,
concentrate
see,
that hard.
no, see,
She couldn't do her addition or subtraction.
Honestly, no. Okay,
No,
but that's the thing.
I
I'm
was
so
in
bad at
elementary.
math.
I think you were in middle school, right?
Whoa, wait.
You're only 2 years apart.
Stop.
No.
Is your earliest memory when you're
Middle
like
school?
like
No.
10 years That's called childhood trauma.
This is our resident psychologist.
Oh my god.
No, let me think.
Okay, I can tell you.
You were doing multiplication or something. You were
Okay.
doing
Elementary school.
something.
That's third grade.
High level
Okay.
math.
Yeah. And I just remember looking at it and I was like, I don't know what this is. That's what I remember.
I remember, so Emily just always crying. Like, she always cried in our childhood for some reason or the other. And I remember her crying for no reason. And I was like, I remember I was trying to ask her what it was. And it was for some stupid reason that I'm just like, okay.
Wait.
Like, she told me, and I can't remember. I think I remember it very, like, I was just like, you're crying for no reason.
I have an
Oh my
important
God.
question.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Monica or Alan. One of them told me Angela used to instigate at home.
They all
Like,
say that. They all say
They
that.
said, what did they say that like you would tell them that, or you'd be like, Emily did this, or Monica did this,
Damn.
so that she seemed like the good child.
What a snitch.
Oh my god.
God.
I remember I want to I don't know.
True or
True?
false?
True? I I think true.
Oh, no,
let me tell you a story, okay? I got in trouble by my mom, okay? She was, okay, because I was like, Angela was like, yeah, let's play, Emily. And I was like, yeah, I want to play. She gets this fucking roll of tape, Scotch tape, okay? My mom was like, Emily, they're like, kids, don't play with the tape, you know? I just bought this tape. It's new.
I'm pretty sure she didn't tell us that.
I'm pretty sure she was like, don't touch the tape. I remember.
I think she just trusts us to have the common sense not to.
Probably. Yeah, okay. But you know what happened? You were like, Emily, let's play. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me, Emily, put your hands together, right? So then I put my hands together, like let's say you pray, but then it's like, no, create a fist and then wrap your other hand around it. That's what I did, okay?
Yeah.
She was like, perfect. Used all the fucking tape and wrapped it around my hands. And she said, you know who's going to be so proud of you?
We'll just make it
Our
work.
mom.
Oh.
And she literally said, go show her. And then my mom is cutting a mango, right? Above the trash can, she's cutting mango. She's like,
Wow, you have very vivid
She's-
memories of
I
this.
remember, okay?
It's trauma.
Because and I remember I'm like, look, Angela and I were playing and she told me you'd be happy. Look what we did. And then she literally started yelling at me. She started like spanking me. And then I was like, while she was doing that, I looked over to our staircase, and the staircase has like the wall where you can like kind of hide behind because of like there's like a step. So I turn and look at the wall. I look at the stairs. I see Angela. I see her peeking over, and she's laughing.
No, I was laughing up until my mom started spanking her, and I was terrified. I immediately ran upstairs. I hid in the bed, and I'm like, I'm taking a nap. Okay, I'm innocent in all of this.
And when she started like spanking me, I was like, she's right there. And my mom literally went upstairs, and I followed her. And then she was like, no, she's sleeping.
I was like, I'm a sweet baby angel.
Did she get away with it?
She
No.
did.
She did. I remember getting away
Did
with
she
it.
get away with it because she was good, or because she's the middle child and didn't care?
No, because my
It's
parents.
because to be fair, Emily was up to a ton of like, I almost said a swear word if I'm not gonna shout.
Oh my
I
god!
need a shot for you.
Stop.
Emily was always up to something no good. So
Like,
like,
did you lead her to it?
Right.
no, not
She's
enough
up to
times.
yes.
Just enough times.
Yes.
She did enough times that my mom like would believe this was an Emily thing.
But the thing is, how would I bind
I
my
know.
hands together?
Yeah, that was the
with
line.
whole thing
know.
of
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this by myself. And she still got mad at me. And
Yeah.
then she was like, Angela's such a good child.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Ulahn, what's your first impression of Angela?
Oh, I really don't know. I think it was probably.
At least he didn't say he didn't like me.
But at least I left an impression.
Yeah. I think Angela's. If it was an impression, it was probably like, she's pretty like, much more talkative amongst everyone here, probably, and like the little bit more outgoing one.
Oh, interesting.
Outgoing is more like in like bursts of like.
Energy?
Yes, energy. Yes.
You're pretty dynamic when you speak.
I think that was probably it.
That's it. You're like, wow, this bitch talks a lot.
First impression of Ulahn?
I got you.
Oh. I didn't even notice. Emily, I actually think you're the first to swear on our podcast. 'Cause I'm pretty sure.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. We're not banning swear words, but I don't think Angela has sworn in the previous episode.
I
I'm
was
pretty
Wait,
sure.
so you
Have
did
you?
zero?
I
I
don't
don't
swear.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I
the
was-
swear for her is like,
Oh.
we need to come up with something else for her.
Yeah, I don't swear.
That's interesting.
Well, it'll probably happen one time on this podcast, and it'll come out of nowhere, and everyone will be like, "Wait."
Yeah, I remember do I remember the first time we swore?
Yeah, I swore once in front of you, and we were just having like a really casual conversation, and
Yeah.
it just came out, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Wait," and she
Yeah.
was like, "Wait."
Yeah, we both just kind of stopped, and I was just like, I don't care what we were talking about before. We just need to address the fact that you just swore. And this was like, I think after, how long have I known you now? Like 5 years? 4
I think
years?
this was like our junior year when this
Junior year?
happened.
Yeah, so it was like 2 years into our friendship.
Yeah, because I don't swear.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you noticed.
No, that sounds accurate. I didn't notice because most people just don't swear in general though.
Well, a lot of people don't notice until they hear me swear, and then they're like, "Wait,
It sounds
that
weird.
sounds
Yeah,
wrong."
It sounds weird.
Yeah, can you say one?
yeah, actually.
Oh, let me just slide it in casually.
That's what he said.
Shot, Emily.
Yes.
It's funny because you're the one that you're like, maybe I won't drink tonight.
Oh my god, yeah.
Do the Debbie Ryan,
So new year, but let's talk about last year. We've already talked a bit about where we are in life, but these two are younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to talk about where you are, just briefly?
No, let's start with the youngest.
Yeah.
Emily?
Yeah.
Do you want help?
It's so scary.
Emily just moved.
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Emily just moved to Minnesota.
Yes.
What's it like being back with your siblings?
It's really nice not living in South Dakota, and I like living in Minneapolis because I'm, I guess, not living with our parents,
Mm-hmm.
Asian parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice to have just the independence, and then I think I've really missed you guys.
We should take shots for being sweet.
Yeah.
I like
whatever.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone gets a shot. Wow. Okay.
A love
Wow.
shot?
Oh,
That's
love
a
shot.
good one.
Wow. She's never admitted that to me. I'm gonna start crying.
That's not
Except I won't.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I think,
what's
I
our
think I'm
choice?
actually
This
like-
one. This one.
Yeah, just spending time with you guys. Yeah.
I think also just being in Minneapolis. So my sister visited me from Chicago, and she's like, "What's near you?"
Mhm.
But everything, I swear, is 15 to 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So everything is near us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, there's a lot. But I think my favorite thing about living in Minneapolis versus like Chicago is the mix of the urban and rural life.
Oh, yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
you can drive like 30 minutes outside of the city and you'll hit a like state park,
Mm-hmm.
which in Chicago you wouldn't do that.
Mhm.
So I like that.
Okay.
Okay, you can
Shots.
drive 15 minutes and just be like parks and lakes
No,
already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
How many shots is this for me?
You can slow down.
You can slow down. You can take a water shot instead.
That is weaker.
Mm-hmm. These are weak, but yeah. Please hydrate when you feel the need.
Or just
Okay.
hydrate after every shot.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So Emily just moved.
Mhm.
Elon.
Alright, so where am I in my life? Let's see, I graduate, I'm a little younger. I'm a year younger than you. I'm a year younger than you, 2 years than you, I believe. I graduated fall 20, I want to say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Worked at a company for a bit, changed the companies. I've been working my new company for a year and a year, like 0.2
Mm-hmm.
year, 1.2 years. Plan on sticking around for a bit, but I feel like there's a saying that if you want to make money, it's good to jump around jobs. Don't stick around for too long. Definitely heard that and seen that across other people, as well as when I jumped jobs just once. But I'm not quite sure where I want to go right now. I think that in my immediate vicinity, it's more so some career exploration. Considering if I want to keep my current degree, if I want to just toss the entirety of it, do I want to combine it and make it into like a dual, like supporting kind of thing in my new career? So with this upcoming year, it's my last few years have just been more so like establishing myself adult life afterwards, after college, and now it's more so developing and trying to figure out what I want now that I've established what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think especially developing relationships, because that's really ongoing, and I think career-wise is really the first thing you focus on after college, and now like it really is focusing on like how and who do I want to maintain relationships, how do I want to grow within that, and so I think that's with this upcoming year, just trying to figure those things out. Yeah.
Wow, that's so eloquent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like literally thinking the exact same thing too, because I mean, even though I'm a year older, I'm kind of exactly where you are at as well. It's hard to kind of like consider, you spend what 13 no how many years in school?
A
To-
lot.
yeah, a
Lot.
lot of schooling.
You spend
and then-
roughly 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for the next couple of years to realize, oh, maybe I don't want to do what I spent the majority of my life doing, So
I
Yeah,
swear.
Ulahn and I have talked about this, how one of the reasons we stay in the STEM field is we've worked so hard to be there, and that we want to put that work to use, because it'd be a waste to leave.
Yeah, I think it's I hate to keep bringing it up, but especially during the pandemic, it's like
I think it really showcased how certain fields are so undervalued, and like it really brought out like the whole freaking system is basically like
You should drink for that.
work against. Okay,
Here,
it's
take
like
this one.
but like it kind of like works against, I don't know, people who are in the STEM field. I think no matter where you are, because at one point or the other, I feel like you get screwed over.
I think the other thing people don't realize about being in the STEM field is your job is essentially made up of failures. Like
It
in
is,
reality,
yeah.
for every success you have, you probably had 100 failures. And part of the reason people leave the STEM field is the fact that you can't handle those failures. Because it is really hard to separate that sometimes, like to recognize the fact that it's not that you're bad at your job, it's not that you're a failure at your job, it's that that's what this field is made out of. Like science only happens because of failure. Yeah, my coworkers and I talk about that all the time just because they've been in the industry for a really long time and they've seen a lot of people who have quit just like out of the blue. Like they've been researching this for 10 years and they just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
That's like a real
I
thing.
think-
Like burnout is really real in this field.
It's you're constantly failing. That's really interesting.
That's
I've
good.
never really heard that like perspective before.
Well, it's interesting because like I'm the type of person who doesn't like failure, but my job is the one place where I can actually like dissociate that.
Yeah.
Like I recognize that it's okay in my job, whereas it's not okay in my everyday life.
Right. That's interesting because I feel like a lot of people who go into like STEM field or at least like science fields tend to be like type A's, and obviously like I feel like medicine isn't necessarily not what we're talking about when we talk about like failures and stuff. It's more research, R&D kind of side of things because that's where we all kind of lie in, and it's really interesting because I wouldn't consider myself a type A person, but I feel like really it's like most people who go into those fields are type A, so it's like to experience that failure on a daily is. I never really considered it.
I also don't consider myself a type A person.
I don't consider myself a type A either, but it's like
Are y'all type A?
Can you explain
Let's
type
Google
A and
it.
type B? And
yeah, we can Google it, but type A
The
is
analytical versus the creative,
Yep.
basically.
yeah.
Is there a type C for just like dumb?
Type D. It's a type D. You're right. D is for dumb.
See, I said C.
No, I think it's like I don't really think it's like the whole like MBTI or whatever,
Honestly,
the introvert versus extrovert. You don't really fall one way or the other.
I mean, it's
I should say
I'm still type D.
Wow.
Was it A, B, and D? They just skip over C.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm confused. Okay, let's just
C is combination.
C is
He's
just
neither.
common.
Just blank space.
That's funny. That's funny.
No, I'd say probably more creative. I don't think I'm very as analytical or analytical as other people, I'd say.
I don't think your career necessarily defines if you're type A or type B.
Right.
Like I can choose to use the analytical portion of my thinking versus the creative portion. And I know that in my career there's not as much space for it. Not to say there isn't space for it, because it does take creativity in STEM to make new things and to be innovative. But
I would say
I can choose.
I would say the creativity comes through an analytical like lens though.
Mm.
You can be
Yeah.
creative, but it ends up being very analytical.
Oh, that's a really good
That's a
one.
good one. Yeah. It
that's
might
a
be
really
more
good one.
like the way you choose to go about something rather than whether you're creative or not.
I would say like I'm very like just be my life because like
Mhm.
I don't. Well, I do end up like trying to structure things. It's more so I have a blob of things and I'll get around to them.
Mhm.
When I have bursts of creative energy, like after watching something, sometimes I'll just pause my show and I'll just think about it because like wow, or like it'll like really spur me to like ooh like with my creativeness. And I don't really have a lot of like analytical things like I'll make this today, I'll make that tomorrow. Like when it comes to food, I look in the fridge and I'm like, all right, what am I cooking today? What do I want?
Oh.
That's very much me.
I was gonna say that a lot of times when I'm watching like more thought-provoking shows, I like watching them alone because I want to pause to think. But if
Yes.
I was watching with someone else, they would get angry at me for pausing because I'll pause pretty often.
What show have you done that with like recently? Because I'm like trying to think if I've ever done that with a show, but I kind of like don't really watch shows.
I
to
haven't watched the
watch
show
them.
recently, but I feel like I paused a lot when I was watching Midnight Mass. Just because, so if you haven't seen
okay.
Midnight Mass, it's a Mike Flanagan show. It's about religion, and a lot of it is about why people believe in religion despite there being some inconsistencies.
Yeah,
Was that polite?
Yeah. It's like,
Okay.
why certain people have faith versus why
You
other
don't
people
have
don't.
faith.
Yeah.
And there are characters in the show that have very strong faith, and the way that they carry their faith is very respectful, versus there are other characters in the show who sometimes use their faith as a justification for doing bad deeds. And then there's characters in the show who don't believe in God at all, and despite that, they can still be really respectful. But Midnight Mass was a show that I paused a lot because a lot of the things said in it, I was like, yes.
Wow, you're so thought provoking because I paused it. Okay, the two things that popped.
Have you seen it?
No,
Okay.
it's a tangent because like it's the Heartbreak High. It talks about like sex when they're all like high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the shot. I'm on it.
I'll take a shot for this, but
Which one did you want?
point whatever. Because they like it just made things like ideas of like consent. What's like considered like, I guess like I don't. It's hard to explain because it is mostly about consent.
Okay.
But it's like also like relationships and like what is considered like fair pushing, like I'm trying to like pushing for people to grow, or what's actually like pushing boundaries in a very negative sense. Because everybody's still very exploring and trying to figure themselves out and what they're comfortable with. And so like where does my comfort like where does me trying to like establish myself end up like making you uncomfortable? And like where do we find like some sort of like resolution in this, because I can't always like be tiptoeing around someone else.
Oh yeah.
And so like what's fair, like and so like I pause like, wow, what is fair? And the second one is a lot of K-dramas because it's just like what's a good relationship, what's like, and I think about a lot of the relationships I have, and while I'm still single, it's like I can find a lot of these things with the relationships that I do have. Like out of like this person, I want more. And like, how do I ask for that? Is it in me? Like, is it fair for me to ask for more? Is it my responsibility to ask for more, or is it on the other person because I've been doing the work? And just trying to find a lot of these boundaries. And K-dramas have really like, or one of the few things that like a romance kind of thing I'll watch that really like provoke with these thoughts.
Yeah. Wow, Emily, maybe I am a type like D because I don't think about that stuff. I was like, wow, you guys are putting this so eloquently, and like Midnight Mass, to a certain degree, I kind of got those things that you're talking about, but at the end of the day, I really was just like, ooh, what's the story? What's the mystery?
See, but you might not think about it in shows, but you have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, well, do you have anything to add about your year in 2022?
I feel like this year I've gotten a lot more social.
Okay.
I think that's fair to say. Why am I just looking over at you, Lon? I've seen you, Lon, a lot this year because we will go like months without seeing each other. I've seen
Angela so much more.
But I see Angela a lot in general. But I will go a really long time without seeing you. But I've seen you a lot just because we play soccer together.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's my I was like, I feel like I've gotten more social, but not really. Like, at least I tried.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes, that seems
yeah.
more accurate.
No, but like you can feel like your effort at least is that
Yeah.
like you put
At
more
least
effort towards that social.
I tried.
Yeah, I was like, you don't know the soccer team. You still don't know some of their names or faces.
I know their names. I know most of their faces.
Yeah, to be fair, Sarah has some face blindness. So you can
I know,
be like,
I know.
Okay.
She's still not there yet.
I
that's what
swear
I'm
I
saying.
say this every episode, but I want to be their friends. I'm just quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, but you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You can
I
notice
tried.
that. Yeah.
But I feel like that was my thing this year because in terms of like previous years, just because we were in a pandemic, I kept to myself. I still keep to myself. But at least I tried. Like, I did something different.
Yes.
Work-wise, I'm still in a similar place. Living conditions-wise, I live in the same place. So that's the only thing that has really changed. I think this year has also been just like exploring hobbies and trying new things.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you feel like now that you've graduated college, you realize you spent a lot of time just focusing on academics, and now that you don't have academics in your life, you have to find something else?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think you have the best with like perspective on it, especially since you're
'Cause you just
newly
graduated.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, just I think just recently graduating and then not having academics to focus on, and then like I was also part of like a club, and that was like something that I also put energy into. So like not having that, it's kind of hard to just like find something to do with myself. But like I was honestly thinking about going back to school so I'd have something again.
Yeah.
You know, I
And, like-
found that's not an uncommon reason why people go back
that's a
to grad
super
school.
common reason.
Yeah.
Just
So
that's
they
why
have
I was gonna
something.
go.
Yeah.
I've tried like crocheting, and like I do like that, and I find it fun, and it's like enjoyable. It's just like I don't do it as often as I would like, or like I don't find as much enjoyment out of it as I would like doing academics or like being part of like a club.
Do you feel like now that you started like a full-time job, do you realize like how difficult it is to have a full-time job and still have to do everything as an adult?
I actually really like the routine of
do you?
having a full-time job, because I mean, as tired as I get from like working and everything, it's just really nice to have something consistent. I think for me, I really like routines, and it's just like having a job every day and then being able to like end by a certain time, like 5 p.m., and then being able to like have that time just to do whatever I want is really nice. And then like I know my weekends are free, so I am able to make plans, and I think it just helps me better with like planning and just like thinking about the things that I want to do.
The
Just-
prioritizing like things.
It's just to ask, like, do you find it exhausting but rewarding kind of thing, or do you, I am surviving, like I'm thriving, I'm doing well with what I have, or is it of a burnout? But like I like the burnout. Like, what's the?
I think it's like the even though it's exhausting, it's rewarding.
Gotcha.
I think it's because like even though I get tired from work, I'm still like becoming friends with my coworkers. Like I'm meeting new people, and like I'm able to like talk to others and just like do something, I guess, that still gives me structure.
Yeah, I have to say that like I agree. I think when I especially when I graduated, I kind of felt the same way of like I really liked having that routine, knowing when I was going to be done. But recently, now I'm like how old? 3 years
Recently?
graduated. Recently 3 years, I realized that like I was completely burnt out, and I don't know if it was just because of the field I was in or what, but like I got to the point where I was completely burnt out, and that I would come back from work and I'd be like, I don't have time to do anything I like, and that led to me basically just having an existential crisis, and then quitting my job, being unemployed. And I was like, the first couple weeks it was really nice because I was like doing trips, and I was like, wow, I have all this time to explore what I like. And then we fast forward to 6 months, and now I'm kind of in like, I wouldn't say like a low point, but kind of in like I still don't know what I want to do, and this might just be a forever thing, which like it's me kind of finding like reconciling with that idea of like it's okay to not love something, you know, and
For
that
sure.
it's
Job is job.
a job is just going to be a job, but then also trying to like I keep having that tug of war of being like I want to just do a job just to have money and like do the things I like, and then being like, but I want to be able to find meaning in my job.
I think there's
So-
something that brings me a lot of comfort is I had a teacher in high school that said to me that I would be the type of person to have 3 or 4 careers before I'm done with my life. So I think like something that people don't stress enough is that you don't have to stay in the same career.
Yeah.
So like don't
Ah.
be so worried about finding something you love for the rest of your life, because it's okay to have this career for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years, and then move on.
Right.
And I think that brings me a lot of comfort, that knowing that a lot of people do that and that I can go from place to place. I don't know. I think it's one of the like best pieces of advice that I've received from someone.
Yeah, I think especially since a lot of people keep bringing up the fact that like, you know, nowadays like you're forced to kind of decide on a lifelong career at 18, and then coming to reconcile the idea of like that's not necessarily true, and you can switch. And that's I think a part of the reason why I quit, because I realized I didn't want to be in the field that I was in, so I was going to take some time to myself and figure out what I actually did want to do. And, you know, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I might just have to jump into a different field and figure out if that's for me or not. So, but Ulahn, you're going to say something.
I forgot.
Oh.
I really forgot. I was like, ah.
Yeah, but like, sorry to butt into like what
No,
you
no,
were saying, but I was kind of like, I feel like you kind of have like the like the doe eyes, like I'm finally graduated, you know, I can go live my life as an adult, and then I'm just gonna be like, wait another 6 months and see where you really are at.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. No, I
Not to
know.
like dim down, but like
No.
I'm curious.
I think for me, being unemployed for a little bit after graduating was really nice because it just felt like I could relax a little bit. But I also just I think like in my mind I'm still lost about what I want to do in life and everything.
Sure.
But just I think it's like different mindsets for me is just like having a job and then getting that money and just being able to do something every day gives me, I don't know, I don't feel excitement or anything from it. It's just like I think it just gives me like a
It's
routine.
easy.
I know what you're
You're like
saying.
you're
Yeah.
comfortable now. And that's all you
Yeah.
need to be to happy. It's
Yeah.
just you're comfortable.
I got things to do, and I'm gonna do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
then,
the? Oh no, keep
no,
going.
continue. You continue.
I was gonna say, are you the type of person who feels like you have to be busy?
Oh, I feel so.
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I think I switch back and forth. Like there are times where I'm like, oh, I need to be doing something. I'm anxious if I'm not doing something.
Yep.
But then there's also times where I'm like, it's really nice just to relax and just like not do anything and just like watch the things that like I want to watch or like read the things I want to read or just do the things I want.
I was gonna say because I definitely hit like, sometimes after work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do I do with myself?
Yeah.
Like, what do I want to do? And like I have nothing to do, and then like I've already eaten, done the dishes, laundry, everything's clean. Like, what do I do? And then that's what. So when you ask that question, sometimes that hits me, especially on the weekends, where it's like I have all this free time. Let's do something. I've got nothing.
Yeah.
That's the thing about like having to find yourself after college, because you spent your whole life doing academics, and then after school you have extracurriculars, and then you have homework and assignments, and that's your entire day.
Well, then also like the proximity to friends too is right
Yeah,
there.
it's so easy to be around people, but once you exit that part of your life when you're not constantly surrounded by people and have things to fill your day, you realize that you have to develop yourself as a person, I guess.
Like, cause we're all like, we don't want to be a child
Did
forever.
anyone else like go through college feeling like they weren't a full person and then graduated and you still feel like you're half a person?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh my god! Wait, I would tell people I'm still trying to figure out how to adult. I'm
Yeah.
trying
No,
to
yeah.
adult here.
And I think so much of like after graduating and even now, I'm still trying to figure out how to be a person.
Yeah. I think it's hard to not to compare yourself to other people
It
because
is.
like right
Oh,
now, like
God.
I know people who are getting married, who own
Yeah.
homes, who are having children, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I still feel like a child. Like I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I'm like, you know, doing all these things, like investing and like I don't know.
I was gonna say a big chunk of it is like the biggest, easiest, and smallest thing that I always first go to is how much money like have you saved up or making.
It's
Yeah.
so hard not to focus on salary, and especially talking to people like my parents who had to spend their whole life worrying about money,
Yeah.
where their salary is everything. Like that is
Yeah.
just not everything to me. Like yes, I want to be making a lot of money, but I also want to enjoy what I'm doing. I want to at least wake up and be excited to go where I am.
Yeah.
I think the salary is the easiest indicator for me of like
Of success.
Oh yeah, just where you're at.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm making 100K, even if my social life is a little poor, I'm going to be financially secure in just 2 years. Like compared to if I were just making like 50K right
Yeah,
now.
it's so hard not to compare salary.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like even if you're behind there, you're excelling in one particular field.
Yeah.
And then like you'll be able to catch up on maybe later.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
to each their own what they'll pick. But like it's hard to also like I think for at least for myself like how is my social life doing compared to others? Because that's like there's no number.
Yeah.
I'm at 86 on like I'm at 86.
Right, like,
what does that
like,
mean?
there's no like
Yeah.
tangible benchmark.
Yeah.
And so like
Yeah.
salary's easiest.
Yeah, it's like money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys
Yes.
comfort.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the other thing, I don't know if anyone else does this, but like, have you ever heard someone's salary and it's so high and you can never imagine making that amount in your field and
Yeah.
you're like, I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Because you just never
Yeah.
feel like you will get there, and it doesn't really
Right.
matter how hard you work, because I work hard, but I just don't ever feel like I'll get that number.
Right. I do. I think I've said it before, but like the comparison that I make is that like because my friends have scattered across the country, and it's like
Mhm.
they can be telling me a salary that like sounds
Oh.
so like out of my league, but then when we put things into perspective of like, for example, like I'll have a friend who works in like New York or something,
Yeah.
make
Cost of
100K, but then cost of living is like you're technically kind of making less than I am, or
Yeah.
making
Yep.
the same
Yeah.
amount.
Yep.
Where you live makes a big difference.
Yeah. Okay, so that was 2022, a year of review, and a little bit of our essentialism.
Okay, so we've talked about jobs, we talked about salaries. Let's talk about something maybe more bright. Does anyone have, what's your best memory from 2022? I have to think about this one. I don't know why I asked this.
I quit my job. That was actually
yeah.
No, that was
I keep-
great.
I
Oh
keep
my
mentioning
God.
this. I'm like, as much as I like, I kind of like dig on like, oh, I'm unemployed, blah blah blah. But like, I'm just kind of like, it's like a certain amount of freedom that
Mhm.
like I like, cause like my entire life I've been working because my family owned a restaurant.
Yes.
So like, you know, basically out the womb I was serving tables, I was taking orders, you know, and then from that. Even through college, I was working. I like even before I moved to Minnesota from South Dakota, I'd already like secured a part-time job.
Mhm.
And I was gonna be working while I went to school, and then before I graduated undergrad, I already made sure that I had a full-time position. So I was like working nonstop, and like this has been kind of like my, oh, these are all my summer breaks I never got as a child. Oh,
Yeah.
these are all
Yeah.
my okay. Yeah, I was like that sounds really
No,
sad.
yeah.
But like it's like all my summer breaks I never got as a child. Like this is time for me to just like to fully just potato it out and not have to be an adult or a human for a little bit. And I think like that has been just a huge like
Wait, I want to contribute.
Oh, yeah,
You want to go
yeah.
first?
Oh, wait, I was gonna say like yeah, like growing up literally in a restaurant and then me staying in state and like still. Whereas like I know like you worked a job while you still went to college and like you moved out of state, but I think it's like I also feel the same way because just recently I moved out of state. I just like not really finished, but like I was able to like get out of working in the restaurant
Yeah.
like for every single like break that I've had or every
Mhm.
single like
Yeah.
time that was like a holiday for school.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
just my contribution.
My contribution for Angela is I just want to say, even though she's like keeps saying she's unemployed, it takes a lot to be unemployed for this long and financially stable. So it's not like you haven't worked hard,
Oh yeah.
because there's a lot of people who would want to take that break
Yeah.
but simply can't.
Mhm.
So I think the fact that you can take that break shows how hard you have worked, and you should praise yourself for that.
Yes.
To be fair,
I took a love shot.
that's
that
me.
was like
Yeah,
Let me
like,
do Emily
oh,
too.
shots.
Wait, we should do Emily too, because I'm happy that you moved out. Because Angela obviously talks about you a lot, so
That's
I'm
not the
happy
same.
that you moved out and
Oh.
that you moved to Minnesota and that you're in a better place.
She's doubling on the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll do
she's
two.
like triple.
Two
Well,
shots.
I feel like do we have to take because we received the love?
No,
So
but-
I almost feel like we have to take the shot too.
Yeah,
you
yeah, you
can
should.
take the
That's
shot.
your
Yeah, I'll
turn.
take it with
Sip.
you.
Take a sip.
I'm gonna take.
What does Yuan not get?
I'll take that.
Does he not get to
Yuan?
receive
I'll take a
love?
shot.
I can give him love.
Oh, okay, okay.
I have to think
Praising
about it for a
session.
second. I have to think about you two.
Well,
say
we
what
can-
you're.
No, we can come back to me.
Okay,
But
I have to
I'll take
think
it.
about
I'll
it
take
for
it
a
preemptively.
second.
I'll take it preemptively.
Okay,
No,
This is
okay.
closed.
I've
I
done
just because this one's
I've done
open.
it before. You said it. Oh, don't
was
say
not
anything.
coming
I got
out.
it.
I'm gonna say
Oh, I spilled. Oh no, it's okay. Do you want to pour your own? I'm sorry. I don't want to spill.
I'll just hold it.
Thank you for trying my jeans. I don't know. Are you dabbing or are you rubbing?
oh my gosh, should I
Whoa,
dab?
is that sexual?
I know.
Wait, okay, you need another
Double.
shot.
Like,
You
it
need
was
another
like a-
shot.
Okay, give
Okay,
me one
cheers.
second. Wait, me too.
Cheers.
And
feel
Emily
left
with the
out.
water. I think this one
This
is
is like a beer.
Yeah,
It's
just do
8%.
half. Just do a little bit. Do what you're comfortable with.
Is it 8%?
It's 8%.
Yeah,
I always say that.
yeah. You
What
and
is
I
it?
was
It's a
like
beer.
talking about it. Yeah.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yay.
Oh, I think I already tasted it.
Uh-huh.
Let's take a second. Yeah, I'll just go take my second one. You two want to talk about what your favorite memory of 2022 is?
I'm
Say it.
a little cryptic. Okay, just a little bit.
Okay, say as much as you want to.
But this guy, he's kind of like a, yeah, like a little mentor mentee kind of thing. You know, like just someone like you're like here, they're there, and you're like you do things for them kind of thing. You know, and he told me, oh my god, like you want like you're just hanging out at a
Even how much she
party
likes to mention
and
people.
drinking.
Oh.
And he said, oh man, like you know, if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have been able to go through like this thing, or these things.
Aww.
I know. I was like, what? What?
I
Whoa,
just
whoa,
want to say, okay, we're gonna pause and say
Yeah.
Ulahn really likes to help people and like guide them.
Yeah, you're a really good mentor.
Yeah, Emily thinks so too.
Yeah, honestly, when I first met you and you were like really nice, and you're like, "Oh, I'll help you with this. Oh, your friends are coming over. You can come use my place." And I
Yeah,
was
my
like, honestly,
friends
like,
are A5, like Wagyu beef, best on the market.
best on the market. I would,
And I
pay
got them for
money
free.
them.
Oh, you want to pay for my friends?
No.
I'm
free,
not selling
free,
them.
free.
I
Can I
don't
get
need
family
for free.
discount?
I'll come to you for free.
Yes.
But yeah, I just like it was out of nowhere. He's never like said anything like that before, and I was like, what? And I told him like I want to come back to this. Like I need to go take a shot with someone else. They told me we had to take a shot. But,
Yeah.
like I want to come back to this, and I just didn't get the opportunity to. And it was like it's fine. Like I'm sure like we can definitely talk about it again.
Yeah.
But it caught me off guard, and that's why it was really like very, especially more meaningful, because it's like he's just kind of toasting, and it's like, well, yeah, he's like saying like, you know, I kind of want to tell you this, and like he told me, you know, like it's just like I was no sort of prepared for it, and it was really sweet, and that validation just went like a really long ways, because it's hard to feel validated sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, from other people, like from me and his relationship, that's one thing, and then from people like outside of it, like looking into it. But for him to just say that, it's like, well, now I don't care what anybody else says. Like, what I had, like this is all I need, and like that validation, like that's everything. Like our relationship is solid.
You know, I feel like the compliments and things that people say that catch you off guard always mean the most, which is kind of sad to say in some ways, because not to say that like I don't appreciate the people who say nice things about me, that I like expect them to say nice things about me, but like when someone you don't expect to like you or says something really nice about you and you're like, oh yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
agree.
Like when it catches you off guard, you're like,
Yeah.
oh wait, like it's just nice.
Yeah. I agree, because it's just like, because like I agree with like the whole like, you know, you're close to the people because like you're close to them, you know, for your own reasons. But it's like when you don't really think you've put energy into like relationships, or like talking to somebody else, but they come up to you and be like, you know, thank you for being here, thank you for doing whatever you've been doing, you know, you've really made an impact on my life. And it's just like it's like one of those things where it's just like I didn't even realize like you know, I was putting that effort in, you know. And it's just like, oh, okay, yeah.
And I also just want to say, like, sometimes you don't need it or expect it.
Right.
But when they say it, it's like, I guess I didn't need it, because damn!
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so what's like the nicest thing someone has said to you or about you?
Well, let's take a shot for silence.
Let's start with like your 2022 reviews. Best things that happened.
Oh, yes,
let's
yes.
circle back to that.
Yeah.
Oh, the best things that happened, personally for me was probably graduating college.
Oh yeah.
And then also
Yes.
moving up to Minneapolis.
Yes.
And then moving in with my boyfriend. That's happy. That made me really excited.
Yeah.
You've had a good year.
Yeah, you've had a really
Yeah.
good year.
You've made a
solid.
lot of big moves this year.
Yes.
It feels so like small though. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's been so long.
We celebrate the small things though too. You know, a year
It's
is
a
a
big
long
no,
time.
it's a
They're
big
big
deal.
things.
Yeah.
Graduating's a big deal. Moving out is a big deal, and
Yeah.
moving in with someone's a big deal.
And when you look in
It's
the
all big
past,
deal.
it's like, of course I could have done it, but in the moment, it's always, can I?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when like these things happen, you kind of, you know, when you expect them to happen, like it feels like it's just going to happen. You don't celebrate them as much, but they're still accomplishments.
Yes.
Because I feel like sometimes when you graduate, especially for us who graduated in the pandemic, where it's the most anticlimactic thing, because you turn in an essay, you finish an exam, and it feels like it's not an accomplishment, but at the end of the day, it's an accomplishment.
Yes.
You graduated college.
Yes.
So, yay!
I feel bad because we didn't clap for anybody else.
But let's
she's
be
the
fair,
youngest.
she
Yeah,
made
yeah,
the
yeah.
most
The most.
moves
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Yay!
All right. What about you, Sarah?
Oh my gosh, I did the least move.
That's okay.
I don't know.
I don't socialize. I think we talked about
Okay, I
that.
feel like it has to
Socialize.
be socialized, just because like in 2020 when I graduated during the pandemic, I really didn't see anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was hard for me to see people, like several people a week.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I can see several people a week now,
Yeah.
It's true. Like, okay, when I graduated, and like because we were in the pandemic, and because I just didn't see a lot of people, it was so hard to socialize. So the fact that I can go back to that now is really nice. And I feel like just in general, like I've done a lot of things in terms of socialization, like doing new things. Like I played soccer. We went to a haunted house. I did a.
We did a haunted.
No,
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
laughing at this because do you remember how I was like, if I have a relevant zombie dream, and you're like, why would a zombie dream ever be relevant? Yeah, but I went to this thing where you shoot zombies with paintball.
Aww.
Oh,
Yeah.
things like that. So
fun.
like just like stuff like that. I like that we can kind of go back out and have fun. But yeah, I haven't had that much of an exciting year, but I'm excited for the little things.
Yeah, no, socializing is a big set. So we are wrapping up 2022. It's 2023.
Are you okay?
Air bubble. Had an air bubble.
Oh my god.
So when the air bubble goes down the wrong pipe, you know, if I push down the liquid even further, it would be bad for the air bubble. So I spit it out so the air bubble can come back out.
Was that a sex joke?
What? I was thinking, I'll take a shot for that.
I was just saying.
I was
that
like,
he
okay.
choked.
I was like,
Your
okay.
gag reflex.
You
Sorry, I'll
want
take
you
a
need to
shot.
practice.
I'll take a shot. Oh god.
That's a good joke, though.
Oh god.
I'll take a
That's
shot
funny.
as well.
That's really funny. Oh god. I know. I don't get any practice. That's why. Okay, I took a shot for that.
Yeah, I was like, that's a shot.
Flirting on the app.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good.
Okay, I'll just take my shot. Okay, we're done. We're done.
Back for this. Whew. I'm crying, guys.
Anyone interested?
Cheers.
Leave a like.
I've already mentioned applications.
Are we starting out? Oh, I don't know why that one hit different.
Okay, we've talked about 2022, so let's move on to 2023. A whole new year, y'all.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we get out of this pandemic soon.
Okay, but when we start off a new year, what do we usually do, Sarah?
We do something?
Yeah.
Oh.
We
do
drink
we do?
champagne.
We drink-
We drink champagne! We're celebrating an end of the new year. Or old year. I don't know. And celebrating the new year.
How do you open this?
I have opened very few champagne bottles, so this
You
is
take
going to be
away
an
the foil on
experience.
top and you
Do you wanna do the
unscrew
audio?
No, it's
Thomas?
okay. You can do it. You do it.
Wow.
Are you? I mean, go
Emma's
ahead.
So well versed. So
Yeah.
experienced.
Wow,
It's
Emily,
funny
have you been
because you don't
drinking
really
a lot?
like alcohol.
I know.
Every time I'm with you and you drink, you're like, I don't want this.
I don't want it.
I
Okay.
have so much to drink
It's on this
still.
side.
Yeah. I'm just pulling down the foil.
So I picked this at random. I went to the store, and this just happened to be one of the champagnes that had someone who gave it a compliment, and it was written on the tag. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy this one.
Okay,
Wait,
I'm trying
you
to
look
time
at
it. Yeah, I was like,
What?
If you
Certex?
if you do it lightly,
Certex?
it
No, I
should,
went
you
to Total
should be
Wine.
able to take off the
Oh.
foil
Yeah,
top.
I'm aware.
Oh, sorry.
Good job, Emily.
Sorry, I'm the youngest one here.
I know Certex does that, that's why.
I think they do it at a lot of places.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
I don't drink the wine.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Woo.
Pour us a glass.
Do you
I'll-
want to
I'll
grab?
bring
Yeah, I
them,
was
I'll
like, do you want to
bring
grab
them
the glasses? Do we even hold them?
I
And
need
also,
this.
we don't have proper champagne flutes because
Angela, you have mostly bubbles.
yummy.
I do.
Oh, you want?
Okay.
You want some?
No, I
Oh.
got some. Okay, so let's do a cheers to 2023.
Woohoo!
Yay! Cheers! This is kind of cute.
You just shot champagne.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You shot champagne.
It was
No,
good.
he did. You don't normally.
You don't normally shoot champagne.
He's not classy like you.
It's nice.
Yeah. We're drinking it out of like whiskey.
Yeah, I know. Look at that.
cups.
I have my whole cup to finish. Okay.
We have gotten to the point where we have drank a little bit too much, and we're gonna have to end it here. Do you guys have anything left to say?
All I have to say, I'm so sorry. I'm so quick. All I have to say
Why are
is,
you sorry?
I'm really thankful that you
Ah,
had me on this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm really happy that
You came?
Yeah, I
I
came
forgot.
to here and
Oh.
thank you.
We
It's
have to
really
do
good
one last
experience.
shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, you
okay.
want? You want?
I love you,
segment?
chat. No, I'm just-
This is like and subscribe.
Someone say
comment
that.
below.
Yes, yes. Okay, perfect.
Follow us on our social medias that are
Mhm.
yet to be determined.
Oh, yeah.
Podcast.
This
on,
is-
I don't know what platforms.
Platforms.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're gonna do one last shot and then we're gonna call it a
let's
day.
just.
Oh my god, why is this shot
No,
poured
let's
but not
finish
filled?
this.
Oh wait,
Is that water?
Yeah, hey, you have to take that from last
I
time.
don't know. For last. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think off camera he got a.
almost
He-
she.
It might have been off.
Almost
It might have
she.
been on camera, but I said to wait.
Oh
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
He got almost she.
Okay,
Okay.
cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers to
New
2023.
Year's.
2023. Emily Ulahn will be back.
100%.